Persistence pays off. Officially promoted to department lead. I had merely intended to celebrate my hard work, but I didn't realize this update would stir long-forgotten ghosts. My name is Tara, and at 26, I've achieved a promotion at Carter Solutions after climbing the ranks from junior assistant to department lead over 6 years through relentless effort. As I relished the achievement, my phone unexpectedly buzzed. The number was familiar but hadn't surfaced in years. It was my mother's. Barely able to speak, my voice quivered. "Tara, sweetheart," came her rehearsed, sugary reply. "Your father and I saw your post. We're so proud of you." The words struck me like cold wind. Proud. Where was that pride when I needed it most? "Thanks," I replied. She told her friends not to play with me because, in her words, I was dull. Even at school, my accomplishments were eclipsed when I was enrolled in the advanced mathematics program. My parents skipped the awards ceremony to watch Jay's school play. "We can't be everywhere, Tara," my dad told me. "Jamie needs us more." By the time high school concluded, I accepted that I had to depend on myself and grew a defensive shield to protect my feelings of being secondary. The final blow came when I was accepted to Cedar Valley University with a full academic scholarship. It felt like confirmation of all the efforts I had put in, maintaining straight A's. But she'll end up on the streets because Mom and Dad won't pay for her housing. They're saving for my education. The room went silent and Grandma's face darkened. "Is this true?" she demanded from my parents, her tone sharp. My dad shifted uneasily. "Jamie's education is important, and Tara isn't?" Grandma rebuked. "Your daughter earned a full scholarship, and you won't even help her with rent? Shame on both of you." Turning to Jamie, Grandma added, "And you, young lady, have grown into a spoiled, entitled brat. I'm ashamed of how you're acting." Jamie's smug look crumbled as she started crying, her go-to strategy when things didn't suit her. My parents rushed to console her, glaring furiously at Grandma and me. "This is exactly what I mean," my mom snapped. "Tara, and you are always causing problems, always complicating things." Something snapped inside me. I silently stood, left the dining room, and headed to my room, grabbing an old duffel bag. And my clothes were being packed up when Grandma showed up at the door, saying softly, "Bring everything you need."
"Dear,
"You're coming with me." I hesitated, questioning, "But what about college?" Her face softened, replying, "We'll figure it out. If necessary, I'll cover your housing expenses. You just focus on your dreams." 30 minutes later, we left the house together, with my parents' angry voices and Jamie's exaggerated cries trailing behind us. But for once, I didn't glance back. Feeling liberated. College life was everything I had envisioned, and then some. My tiny apartment by Cedar Valley University turned into a sanctuary where I could finally relax without anxiety. Climbing up the ladder. At 26, I celebrated my first major promotion to department lead quietly with Grandma over dinner that Saturday. Later, I spontaneously shared my accomplishment on social media with a picture of me shaking hands with my director, Mr. Neelen. The caption read, "Persistence pays off. Officially promoted to department lead." To me, it symbolized a small acknowledgement of my efforts, but soon after, my phone buzzed with a call from a number long forgotten, my mother's. Her voice resonated with its old, insincere sweetness. "Tara, dear, your father and I saw your post. We're so proud of you." The word proud felt hollow, but I forced a thanks. She continued with a rehearsed excitement, "Let's celebrate. Come over this weekend, and we can host a party in your honor. The entire family would love to see you." Her mention of the whole family clearly included Jamie. I replied hesitantly, "I'll think about it," my words tight. "Please do, darling," she insisted. It's time to lay the past to rest. As the call ended, I sat breathless, overwhelmed by 8 years of silence shattered by a social media post. I looked at a photo on my desk of Grandma and me at my college graduation. My true family, there through everything. Yet, against my better judgment, I decided to attend the party. The day of the gathering came quicker than anticipated. The house appeared unchanged from 8 years ago, with its cream-colored walls and the brass door knocker I once struggled to reach. My mother greeted me with an excessively cheerful smile. "Tara, you look wonderful," pulling me into an awkward hug. The living room was untouched. Jamie's accolades still covered the walls. With her Aspen Academy degree looming above the fireplace, joined by photos from her art exhibitions and events. Jamie sat in Dad's old chair, engrossed in her phone, barely acknowledging my presence. "We're so proud of you, sweetheart," Mom exclaimed as we moved to the dining room. "You're doing exceptionally well." Dad nodded approvingly from his spot on the couch. As we settled at the table, something unexpected caught my attention. All the catered dishes were nut-free, a surprising effort considering their usual negligence towards my allergy. Grandma arrived later, her embrace reminding me of why I had come. The dinner started with mild chit-chat and polite laughter, but when the main course was served, my mother got up to make a speech. "We're gathered here to celebrate Tara's." Broad smiles adorned her face as she celebrated an incredible achievement. Her promotion to department lead proved that dedication truly bears fruit. "Speaking of triumphs," she continued, her voice lifting, "let's discuss Jamie. She's diving deeper into her art career and is in need of some guidance. Tara, with your new role, perhaps you could help her secure a position at your firm? After all, family does support family, right?" Silence blanketed the room, all eyes fixated on me. I drew a reluctant smile and replied, "Actually, hiring isn't within my responsibilities." Mom's smile wavered. "Surely your influence." "Excuse me," I interrupted, rising swiftly. "Mom, Dad, could we chat privately in the kitchen?" Dad's expression hardened, his voice icy. "We've invested everything in Jamie's future. The least you could do is assist your sister now that you're capable." The discussion ended unresolved, and we shuffled back to the dining room, tension lingering like storm clouds. Seated once again, her face marked with worry. "Thank God," she whispered, leaning closer as I gained consciousness. "You scared us, Tara." The doctor mentioned it was one of the worst reactions seen. I attempted speech, only managing a raspy whisper. The food they knew. Grandma's look darkened. "We'll discuss it later. Rest now." But before I could close my eyes, Aunt Linda and her daughter Sophie entered the room. Clutching her phone tightly, Sophie, face pale and voice trembling, approached. "Tara, there's something you need to see." She pressed her phone into my hand. On the screen was a video captured during dinner. Once I'd left the room with my parents, Jamie sauntered to my plate, retrieved a small jar from her purse, and stirred its contents into my dish. Smugly, she returned to her chair. "That's peanut butter," Aunt Linda stated icily. She knew exactly what she was doing. Watching Jamie's nonchalant actions, my stomach churned. The smirk she wore made her intentions clear. This was no accident. It was deliberate. She tried to. Words escaped me. "She could have killed you," Grandma murmured, her voice breaking, beaten by a storm of anger and disbelief. Against the doctor's advice, I discharged myself from the hospital. The video Sophie had sent weighed heavily in my pocket. I drove, hands shaking, straight to my parents' house. Inside, they lounged in the living room as if my near-death experience was trivial. Jamie barely raised her eyes from her phone as I entered.